Sure, I got that.
Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne. Take me home to the places I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne. Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne.
بالنسبه لما يجيك ستيف بروس مثلا يحط لك 5 في خط الدفاع ويلعب مهاجمين
Excuse me,
اللاعبين اللي
Ravi.
في النص
What is your VPN?
ما في ان
Yes.
في ان سبايدر في ان
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم في برنامج نيوكاسل مع وليد. اليوم الحلقة أسبوعية مع الصديق كريستوفر من لندن. As we can see, Christopher now is I feel pity for him. He looked very cold under the rain. How are you, Chris?
I'm good, thank you. How Waleed? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. So have you managed to get to the game today?
Well, I got to the stadium, but as of now, they have no tickets, and I got offered one ticket by a tout, and the tout offered me, I think, probably like 200% or 300% of face value. So of course I said no, because I don't want to be ripped off.
But black market. So is it a valid ticket?
I don't know. I didn't even see it, but he offered me 150, and I said that's ridiculous. Yeah.
Okay, so can we do the show in this weather? Are you fine?
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay.
It's not raining. It's just a little cold.
Okay. Before we start, today is a memorial of Captain Gary Speed. May he rest in peace. 10 years now since his tragedy death.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Gary Speed.
Fantastic player. He was in my all-time Newcastle dream team. Yeah. Very. I mean, just an amazing header of the ball. Amazing personality. Really the life of the team. Really the guy that was always making people laugh and joke in the locker room. Just an amazing Newcastle legend.
All right. Today we'll talk, of course, Newcastle Arsenal, but let's see Christopher what he brings. Captain Christopher what brings for us. So which article you want to start with?
Let's go with Chris Wolf.
Chris Wolf. I think Chris Wolf is Christopher's favorite. Right. Okay, Chris Wolf. Where is he? From The Athletic.
Yes.
Chris Wolf. This is his article. Yes. What is it about?
So this is basically like a recap of what Eddie Howe's first fortnight, which means 2 weeks. I never understood this word fortnight, but fortnight in the English means 2 weeks. So his first 2 weeks on the job, and it's basically detailing what the state of the club he found him in, and how he found that they weren't very fit, because we were we would go into games late, and we would just lose our fitness late in the game. So he's been focusing on getting the team up, raising the team's fitness levels, so that at the end of the match we are still strong, and we don't fall off the wagon after 60-70 minutes. And so the first thing he did was do a fitness test with everyone, and he found that the fitness levels were only like about 60%, 60% of where they were expected to be at this point in the season. So he's really concentrated on raising everyone's fitness levels and making sure that the players he needs to count on can go the full 90 minutes, because obviously you only have 3 subs. And, you know, under Steve Bruce, it was always famous he would do the 65th minute sub, but we don't have that sort of guarantee anymore. And so he needs the players to go the full distance. And he also needs the players. He expects players to press, which means that even if you're not on defense, if you're a midfielder and if you're a forward, you need to track back and you need to play the full field and not just wait for the ball in your end. You need to track back, mark a player, and really play defense, and play on both sides of the ball. Because under Steve Bruce, under the previous manager, even though he was a star defender, he could never get his squad to play very good defense, and we conceded the most amount of goals besides Norwich in the Premier League. So, and if we're going to stay up, we obviously have to score goals, but we have to stop conceding so many goals. Two or 3 goals per game is too much. We haven't had 1 clean sheet. We haven't had 1 win in 12 matches. So this is lucky 13. So hopefully today we see a turnaround. Eddie Howe's first game on the sideline after he passed his COVID test. He's COVID free, so he will be in the dugout, as we say. First match, leading the troops. So Jason Tyndall and Graham Jones will be his assistants, but Eddie Howe is going to be here in London at the Emirates Stadium, leading Newcastle, hopefully to their first win of the season.
Chris, did the article mention something about exhausting or a player feel exhausting? Because I watched yesterday a Junjo interview, and he mentioned something that he's tired and sleep early.
Yes, it does. As Jonjo said, he would go to bed at 8 o'clock. He was totally knackered from the experience. And if you can get, I mean, John Joe Shelby is probably the laziest player on the team. So if we can get him playing, then everyone else will put in the maximum effort. So he's a good barometer if he's being pushed to play better, and he did play better. You know, besides Joe Linton against Brentford, you saw that Shelby played a good game and was almost like the second star of the game for Newcastle. So he's bought into the system, and you feel like if you can get John Joe Shelby to buy into the system, then everyone else will already be ahead of that. So that's good. That's good that he feels under pressure, and he feels knackered, because that means that the rest of the team is putting in a shift, as we say.
طيب، هذه صحيفة الأتلتيك، صحيفة معروفة في إنجلترا. الكاتب كريس وولف تكلم عن أهم ما حدث في الأسبوعين الماضيين، خصوصا اختبار اللياقة. كان حديث الساحة في نيوكاسل. عمل اختبار اللياقة وشاف أنه يعني تقريبا 60%، لأنه اللاعبين يعني مستوى لياقتهم 60%، يعني تقدر تقول تقريبا 60 إلى 65 دقيقة من المباراة، بعدها يتعب الفريق. فهذا يعني أهم موضوع عمل عليه إيدي هاو، اللي هو رفع مستوى اللياقة للاعبين. شفنا حتى اللاعبين يعني بكل صراحة، بعضهم زي جونجو شيلفي تكلم على أنه أنا يعني في مقابل أمس أنه أنا أنام الساعة 8 بدري من التعب. يعني I don't know, but I think Shelby should be embarrassed to mention something about that. He's a professional player. He shouldn't complain or make a comment that يعني obviously that you should يعني any player he should sleep early. Any player he should be full stamina. What do you think, Chris?
My friend Wوليد, as you've seen Shelby's performance on the pitch, often getting two yellow cards or a straight red card. He has no filter, as we say, no filter, and will say that's why he's a good interview, because he'll say whatever's on his mind with no filter, and you can get the straight dope from John Joe. You know that he's going to tell you the truth, no matter whether it makes him look bad or not.
we'll see Shelby today, performance and improvement as we guess.
Yes.
Okay, so regarding Saudi articles, it's not going to be much today because we have too many things happen in past week regarding opening of Saudi female sport league in Saudi Arabia. Beside Al Hilal, the Saudi team who play in Champions League win against Korean Bohang team. For Al Hilal is now the champion of Champions League. So this news was not much mentioned. Actually, I was searching for article about Newcastle. I have 2 now, but Christopher have 4. So we'll go to Christopher for the second article. Then we'll choose one of our article. So which article you go next, Chris?
Let's go to our friend Craig Hope.
Our friend Craig Hope. This is our friend Craig Hope from Daily Mail, and that's the article. Eddie Howe, a priority at Newcastle must be plugging leaky defense, but the support were left happy with the team's front foot entered against Brentford.
Yes, so it's great that we scored 3 goals, but we still got only 1 point because we gave up 3 goals, and it was encouraging to see the Newcastle play from behind. We twice came back from behind to equalize, which is more than I think we've done sort of this season, and probably more than any time last season. I don't remember twice. I don't remember coming back twice under Bruce. Under Steve Bruce, if we fell behind, we pretty much, that was a nailed on loss. So fair play to the lads for coming back. But as to Craig Hope's article, we still have the same defense basically that we had in the championship season of 2016-2017. So coming into the transfer window in January, most of the players that you've actually heard, we've been linked to everyone, but the serious links that we've heard, like Tarkowski, Connor Cody, it's been defense. So defense is not glamorous. It's not the Alan Saint-Maximin, the defense is not going to get you the goals, but the defense is going to prevent the goals, which is almost what we need, more so than scoring a lot of goals. We have some good attacking players, but our defense is old and slow, and we can't count on them to keep a clean sheet, because we haven't had a clean sheet this season, and they're not producing goals. So we really need an overhaul. Whether Eddie Howe likes to play a back 4, and he can't play a back 4 right now because he doesn't have 4 defenders that he can count on. So we're looking in the January transfer window, and definitely this summer if we stay up, to bring in quality defenders who are proven in the Premier League. But also there's a possibility we can get somebody like Kieran Trippier, who because we've heard that it's going to be a problem dealing with other Premier League clubs who don't want to sell to us or will ask too much money. We can get somebody like Kieran Trippier, who is an English player, on the national team, but he's currently playing for Atletico Madrid. So if he wants to come back to England, so if we can get him, he'll command a high wage. But if we can get him for a decent price, Atletico Madrid will sell him to us. won't get the same premium that other Premier League clubs will ask. So someone like, if we could get Kieran Trippier on either Tarkowski or Cody in the January transfer window, that would be a fantastic window, and that would really improve our defense, because we can't keep conceding so many goals. I mean, okay, great. Jamal Lascelles got a great goal to start off against Brentford, but then it was his mistake, which led in the third goal. He was out of position, and then like he took the ball off of his body, and it went into the goal for an own goal. So sometimes you can't prevent own goals, but a more quality defender would always be in position and would not sort of be out of position that led him to sort of be taking the ball off of his body and into the goal. So hopefully we will have. There's no guarantee we'll have a new captain to replace Jamal Lascelles in January, but I would expect from this summer we'll have a new leader like Connor Cody. That hopefully will be the captain for next season.
For Cody, I remember Chelsea were interested in him.
Before. Yeah, I mean, he's an English defender that's played on the national team, and I can't remember who was the last player to play for England from Newcastle in a Newcastle kit. Probably Andy Carroll in like 2010, 2011. So it's probably been 10 years since a current Newcastle player was playing for the national team. We've got, if we can get Connor Cody, that would be a fantastic, a definitive signing would be Connor Cody, because he would really set the tone. He could step in and be captain. We'll probably get rid of Lascelles. So that's still a dream, but I think it's a realistic dream.
طبعا هذه المقالة من كريغ هوب من الديلي ميل، تكلم على تقريبا نفس ما تكلمنا فيه، انه جميل التغيير الهجومي اللي شاهدناه في نيوكاسل، لكن في نهاية الامر سجلنا 3 لكن استقبلنا 3 واخذنا نقطة واحدة. الدفاع ما زال سيء. إيدي هاو يفضل اللعب ب4 لاعبين في الدفاع، لكن لا يوجد مدافعين يساعدون انه يطبقون لتطبيق هذه الخطة، عشان كذا يلعب ب3 او نقدر نقول 5 دفاع. في لاعبين نيوكاسل ارتبط باكثر الاخبار تتكلم ارتباط نيوكاسل بمدافعين زي تركاسكي اند كودي. ف احنا نشوف الانتقالات الشتويه، اتوقع حتى الاغلبيه تبغى انه اذا ما كانت الميزانيه كلها البجت كلها تصرف على خط الدفاع. Someone, my friend Fawaz, we talked earlier this week in space. He said, I recommend spend all the budget on the defense.
Yes, I mean that's a good shot for us, because again we probably do need another striker, because we've seen how fragile Callum Wilson is always injured, and we're probably going to get rid of Dwight Gale, and we don't have any other strikers, so we probably need another striker. But yes, it'd be a great shout to spend at least our January transfer budget. It's going to be a difficult window. It's like, as Amanda said, it's not the best window to buy because it's better. It's not as good as the summer, but we need the help that we need we need reinforcements in January to stay up in May. So we need to be buying in January, and everyone knows that. So they're going to probably be making us pay more or be unwilling to give us players. Like, this is an example. Like James Tarkowski is he's at Burnley, which is our relegation rival. So we'll another club who's in a relegation battle with us sell to us. And I think the bottom line is that money talks. So that if we had to pay it, I think even James Tarkowski was offered, I think it was like 50 million or 30 million pounds earlier in the season or last summer. So he'll cost us like 30-40 million, even though he's going to go out of he's going to be out of contract. We'll still have to pay more money than he's worth just to get him off of Burnley.
Christopher, do you think we're going to be finish the deals early in the transfer window or last second as Mike Ashley era?
Inshallah, I think it'll be that'll be a really interesting development, because you would think, and we've heard that they have deals already lined up, just ready to go, and if it's so as we remember from the arbitration hearing, January 3rd is a bank holiday, so the transfer window opens Saturday, January 1st.
And end when?
At the end of January.
1 month.
Yes. So we've got, and we'll be playing matches between them. We have, I think, 10 matches to go, or eight matches to go until January, because we play a lot of matches during Christmas. But yeah, I mean, of course we don't have a director of football. So that's another question. But if we have a director of football in and we've got our targets ready to go, you would think that they would already have been agreed or talked to, and we could settle them the first week. If it's still going to like the middle of January and we haven't made any signings, I'd be a little worried, because we don't have Mike Ashley anymore, and we're not just looking to do deals. But I also wouldn't be surprised if what we do, we focus on loans. Because we don't know where we're going to be up, so we probably get like a couple loan signings in with the option to buy at the end of the season. And if, God forbid, we do go down and are relegated, then we probably won't get those loans signed. But if we do get a loan with the option to buy, that might be a good dealings in the January window, because then we'll know in June that we're up. We're coming back next season, and we can have the money to spend on permanent signings.
I believe the player will or the agent will try to make advantage that they know that we need the players, but I think there is a policy from the club that will, for example, now then I believe this is just in my head, just opinion, expectation. Maybe there is a list of 50 players, for example. And this is by position, and Eddie Howe just will decide in coming few games. He will decide which area or which position need to be support, and they will try to finish the deals as quickly as possible. And
yes.
if they notice some agent or some club they are just wasting or delaying, we will move to another player. We are not waiting.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
this is what's going to happen.
This is going to be a very interesting game today, because it's not a game that we expect to win. Arsenal is, Big Six, probably one of the clubs that was most against us getting the takeover. I think I hear Jordy singing.
Yeah, if you want to go and show us around.
No. Yeah, so I expect to United. I heard that. So yeah, I would expect. What we're talking about? We're talking about this. If we get a director of football in and he's consulting with Eddie Howe, I think Eddie Howe will have an idea after this Arsenal match where the real issues are, and I'm sure he will zero in on the defense, because Eddie Howe, again, and we've always heard he's not a defensive coach, he's a very attacking coach, but that means in order to attack you need to have a strong defense, and he'll say the best defense is a good offense. But I'm sure that he and his assistant coaches, Graham Jones and Jason Tyndall, will want to further solidify the back line, because Clark is not a Premier League player. Jamal Lascelles, I would say he's only starting because he's the captain. And I don't know why we don't play Fernandez. I'm really interested to see our team lineup today, and hopefully we have Cher and Fernandez in there, because I don't understand why Fernandez is not playing. He's one of our better defenders, and we can't keep playing people on the back line who are not actual defenders. So we'll see what happens today.
Brilliant.
Yes.
But I believe not just Arsenal, I think Norwich and Burnley game. After these 3 games, Eddie Howe will have pretty much idea who we need to bring.
Oh yes, I'm sure.
Okay,
he's done his homework.
Yes. Quickly, as I mentioned, we don't have much from Saudi Arabia regarding the event, but there is from Al Yawm. This is today newspaper. They are talking about the game, Newcastle, Arsenal, some statistic, and we know the statistic is not in our side, not in our direction, but hopefully this will change from today. Also, I get some interview with Al Manatiq. It's mean like the regions, Saudi Arabia, a newspaper region. Interview me about the Saudi supporter club, as I am a chief for the Saudi supporter club. It was most likely about what is our game, what is the goal, beside just because to sum up, I said that we are going to every game to a different cafe to watch with the supporter, talk and have some photograph and support the two together, communicate as well, discuss, arrange many things. And also one of my goal for this supporter club is continue building the bridge between Saudi Arabia and Newcastle, not just through my channel, also by because I noticed some Saudis want to go to Newcastle or England needs some help, not from me, just through me, but from anyone. If we are a community, we can all give our expertise and help together. Likewise, vice versa. If some Newcastle want to come to Saudi Arabia, he doesn't want to go, or where should to go, or as we expect, Newcastle will come to Saudi Arabia soon. So this will arrange many things together between the two countries. And also, we're helping also with the ticket and staying. As I mentioned earlier, we have the packaging for tickets and good price for the games. We have for Burnley game now, City game, Manchester United games, because we didn't want to be stuck like Chris and lost in the black market. So, all right.
Mashallah to you and your supporters in Saudi.
Thank you. So this was the article interview by Mr. Majid Ad-Dawish, which I say hi to him now. Good evening, Mr. Majid. I was looking for picture, but I didn't find. Okay. So now this is a break. Now go back to Chris. So you choose 2 articles for Kieran. So, wait. You choose 2 articles for Kieran Kelly, or you just I received some question here, or you want to start with the news yesterday regarding Masters and the Daily Mail.
We can cover that at the end, maybe.
At the end. So
okay, yeah.
So Kieran Kelly now.
So the one that's not the one with your photo, the other one.
Okay, you have 2 articles. Which one is it? This one?
This one.
Yes. Okay, what is it about?
So this is talking about what did Eddie Howe do when he was in his COVID lockdown, and also how much he relies on his assistants, his top assistants, Jason Tindall, because of course Jason Tindall was the manager at Bournemouth after Eddie Howe left. So there's a clear, even though Graham Jones is also an assistant coach, there's very clearly there is a pecking order, as we say. There's an order of seniority and priority on Eddie Howe's right hand man, as we say, is Jason Tyndall. So when Eddie Howe was in lockdown, oh great, it's raining now. When Eddie Howe was in lockdown, he was studying the videos. He was watching the videos. He was getting all the reports from his assistant coaches. So he had no time off, even though he was supposed to be resting. And he did mention that a couple of days during the COVID was very hard for him, and he did sleep. When he wasn't sleeping, he was eating, drinking, and breathing Newcastle football, and he was really preparing for this Arsenal match. Because this Arsenal match, we talk about getting 9 points or 7 points from our home games, and we sort of write this one off. But if we're going to stay up this season, we need to get points from the top 6, from the unexpected points. So anything we can get today would be unexpected. So if we could grab a draw, that would be a great result for us, and that will be due to Eddie Howe's preparation. Because even though he was just cleared for COVID to be on the sideline yesterday, he's been preparing all week as if he would be on the sideline. So he doesn't leave anything to chance. He will have prepared all this week as if he knew he was going to be cleared for COVID to be on the sideline, because that's who Eddie Howe is. Eddie Howe is all about. There's a saying you say that failing to prepare is preparing to fail, and that would really define Eddie Howe. He's never not preparing, so he's always preparing for success. I hope you can still see me because it's starting to rain.
Yeah.
But
yes. Can you look for another place?
I can go take a cover.
Yeah, better because I can hear the rain now.
Okay.
Yeah. So طبعا يتكلم هذه مقالة لكيرن كيلي من الكرونيكل لايف. تكلم على إيدي هاو إنه كيف غطى أو كيف كان وقت الحجر الصحي. For the question for what Eddie Howe doing in the locking room, in the locking hotel, lockdown hotel. We already Jason Tyndall says yesterday that the video, the practice, and he watched the practice and give his instruction and modification the day after. Already طبعا إيدي هاو يعني جواب الكل يمكن كتب المقالة قبل ما يتكلم جيسون مساعد المدرب أمس على أنه يتم تصوير التدريب وعرضه على ويشوفه يوميا إيدي هاو في غرفته في الفندق ويعدل عليه في اليوم التالي. استفسر أيضا كريس يعني قال أنه إلى كم يعتمد جيسون عفوا إيدي هاو على كم يعتمد على جيسون، إلى أي درجة يعتمد عليه في التدريب لما كان بعيد عن فريق نيوكاسل بسبب إصابته بكوفيد. على قد إيش يستفسر قد إيش يعتمد على جيسون، وليش كان هو المدرب الرئيسي مش جريم جونز، لأنه في 2 مساعدين. طبعا تكلم كريس على السينيوريتي اللي هي الأقدمية، لكن أنا أعتقد هي الموضوع موضوع مبدأ إنه فريق إيدي هاو معروف فريقه التدريبي طاقمه التدريبي، فاعتقد انه الثاني واحد في طاقم تدريبي جيسون. نعتقد انه جريمي جونز يعني جلس بطلب من النادي نعتقد، فما في وما مانع إيدي هاو انضمام جريم جونز، وبالعكس يعني يد اضافيه تساعد. لكن انا اعتقد انه هذا سبب تولي جيسون، لانه فعلا هو الرجل الثاني في طاقم التدريبي لإيدي هاو. وتكلم برضو عن التغييرات اللي احدثها إيدي هاو. هذا كان اهم ما ذكره كيرن كيلي في المقاله الاولى. Have you find good spot?
Yes,
Chris?
I'm underneath the stadium.
Yes, I'm drinking a warm coffee, but I feel kind of guilty.
No. I had my warm coffee earlier today, although my first cup.
Yeah, but you need second one now.
I ordered a cappuccino and I took a sip, and it was like ice cold. And I was like, what is this coffee? It wasn't ice cold. It was like room, everything like in the UK, they like to serve beer and everything room temperature. So it was like room temperature, and it was like hot coffee. And I told it, I don't usually return things. I gave it back to them. I said, please, I want a hot cup of coffee. And they made me hotter, but I still don't think it was so hot. Because I think that the server she had to carry it from across the room. So I think if it was very hot, she would worry that she would burn herself. So they, in order for it to be easier to carry, they give you a warm cup.
But really, thank you, Chris. This is decent coverage from in front from stadium of Emirates. طبعا كريس
Not as
الآن أمام
windy as
ملعب.
last week. Not as windy as last week.
Yes,
on,
yes.
on the banks of the River Tyne.
Yeah, the Millennium Bridge. طبعا كريس قاعد يغطي لنا من أمام ملعب الأرسنال، ملعب الإمارات، يعطيه العافية. So the second article.
Yes. So this is more. This is. I maybe should have done the different order. This is more praise of what the top assistant Jason Tyndall has done in the absence of Eddie Howe, and it's basically saying that yes, Eddie Howe is one of a kind, but because Jason Tyndall has worked so much with Eddie Howe not physically present, you can get Jason Tyndall to channel, as we say. He's almost like having Eddie Howe there, because he knows exactly what Eddie Howe wants, what Eddie Howe needs, and he will communicate that as if he's Eddie Howe. But he's not as vocal as Eddie Howe, but he basically gives you what Eddie Howe wants, because he's so in tune with what Eddie Howe demands of his players, because he's worked with Eddie Howe for so long. So you would hope that they haven't missed a step since Eddie Howe has been out with COVID, and that even though I don't know if Eddie Howe got to train with the players yesterday once he was released from COVID lockdown, but let's just say that okay, they didn't train yesterday, so he hasn't physically trained with them. Having Jason Tyndall leading the training again with Eddie Howe's instructions and knowing what Eddie Howe wants, it's basically like having Eddie Howe there. So they didn't have him like physically present there, but he was present through Jason Tyndall. And it's almost like we have two coaches in one, or if you want to count Graham Jones. And I thank you for saying Graham, because I noticed I was smiling because you said Graham. I heard you say Grammy one time, but then you went back to Graham, so I was very happy for you.
by default, Chris.
Yes, and maybe it's my presence being here, the pressure. So it's almost like we in a sense we have three coaches who have led the first team during a match, and of course Graham Jones got two ties, 2 draws and 1 loss, and Jason Tyndall has gotten 1 draw, so we haven't seen a win. But you know, we probably have the strongest coaching staff that we've ever had, probably going back to Kevin Keegan, because you know Rafa was his own. He did everything himself, and you wouldn't have trusted his assistants to take the team themselves. But yeah, so we with Jason Tyndall and then with Graham Jones, we have three coaches who have led a team as a manager, and that
Yes,
Jason Tyndall really is an asset, because he is Eddie Howe and everything but the body of Eddie Howe.
هذه المقالة تكلم فيها أنه ماذا عمل جيسون تيندل في غياب إيدي هاو. جيسون تيندل عمل كثيرا مع إيدي هاو، يعني لدرجة أنه ممكن يطبق أعمال يعني كثيرة، يعني كأنه يعني حتى أنه لو كان إيدي هاو لا سمح الله غير موجود في أي سبب من الأسباب، جيسون يعني تشرب العمل مع إيدي هاو ونسبة كبيرة يعني يعني يستطيع القيام يعني بواجبه يعني لفترة طويلة أو في الأوقات الصعبة. طبعا يعني تقريبا نيوكاسل الآن لديه الآن 3 مدربين، جرام جونز، جيسون تندل، يعني كلهم مسكوا مباريات لحالهم نقدر نقول. فتقريبا نيوكاسل الحين عنده 3 مدربين. I want to ask you about Jason, Chris.
Yes.
My friend was watching the game with me the other night. He said, I noticed Jason went inside the changing room before, during the game, supposedly for call, making a quick call.
Yes, because there was one assistant, I forget what his name is, who was inside the tunnel, in the tunnel, the whole game, because that's where Eddie Howe's connection on the phone was on the tunnel. You would think that it's 2021, they'd be able to put an IFB in the ear and be able to talk to Eddie Howe through the ear, but they had to physically go into the tunnel under the stadium. And
I think because the sound of the fans was very high.
Maybe. Yes. So we don't have to, thank God we don't have to do that anymore. And that Eddie Howe has got his health. Alhamdulillah. And yes. So Eddie Howe will be there on the sideline, and we don't need to do any more telephone calls, because I thought it was you make an interesting point, because we thought, okay, we heard before the last match against Brentford that Eddie Howe would be able to talk to the team during he would give the pregame talk and the halftime talk, but the Newcastle infrastructure is such that they could not get a connection to an internet connection. They got no service inside the locker room, so Eddie Howe could not talk to the team before the match or at halftime. So the only way that he could communicate was on the phone in the tunnel. So the players each got an individual Zoom call with Eddie Howe before like in the day before the match, but on match day at pre-game talk and the halftime talk, Eddie Howe cannot talk to the players, which is so Newcastle.
Remind me, who scored first, Joelinton or Lascelles?
Lascelles was the first goal.
So I remember the call. After the call, few minutes, Joelinton scored.
Yes,
that's what happened.
I know, yeah, like definitively, what I know is that they started off in a 3-4-3, but then Eddie Howe made the call to change with substitutions. They changed to a different formation. It was like 4-2-3-1, I think. So Eddie Howe was definitely making the changes to the substitutions and the change up of the formation.
Okay, before going to talk about the game today, or
Yes.
one after less than 2 hours, quickly we will just pass on the latest news.
Yes.
Yesterday, I feel that I'm sure, I'm not gonna say feel, I'm sure that every week before Newcastle games, they are trying Premier League and their journalists and their newspaper. They're just trying to get us, dragging us out of the field to lose our focus, and which we don't need that. Let's quickly pass on this master when we're waiting him long time ago to speak. Now after the takeover, actually I didn't give a shite about him, but after the takeover, but since it's many people talking about it, so your comment on it.
My comment is that he can't do a damn thing.
But they extend for 10 days or 15 days.
Yes, that's a different. I thought you might put that article up too. Yes, so they have extended they more or less have extended the ban on Newcastle doing deals with related parties, which people have insisted is only about PAF PIF thing, so they can't do a deal with Aramco or anything like that. I think that it means that they can't deal with any Saudi companies. And the only company that I know that's not state-owned is the Saudi Telecom. And I'd be interested to see, has anyone ever figured out whether you and I should figure this out, Waleed, whether Saudi Telecom, do they still have a deal with Manchester United? Or has Manchester United ended its deal with Saudi Telecom so that Saudi Telecom is free to sign with Newcastle? Do you know about that?
Actually, no, but I will come back to you about.
Yes, let's.
Not really sure.
I'd be interested to find out, because I would think Saudi Telecom would be the one that's not state-owned, it's not related to PIF, that they could do a sponsorship deal with Saudi Telecom, and that should not affect any of these regulations. But yes, it's really poor that.
Yeah, but I believe Saudi Airline will be the one. But look to City. They have Al-Ittihad Airline. So
yes, and the Emirates, where I am, this stadium that I'm standing up before is the Emirates.
I think. Do you think the legal case coming up?
I think that if they were to announce any deals right now, there's nothing. If Amanda tomorrow announced a deal with a Saudi company, I don't think there's anything that the Premier League can do legally. I think if you asked Masters, I mean, if you asked any of the QCs, like our friend, I'm drawing the blank of what our friend who does all the photography. What our friend, the lawyers, will say is that, okay, you can't stop us.
DeMarco.
Yeah, Nick DeMarco. Yes.
Yes. What's the point? What's the point of this 15 days extra?
And I don't understand how they said that. The one thing I was confused about is they said that Newcastle, Amanda Stavely, reluctantly agreed. Well, what does that mean? Reluctantly agreed. Obviously, she doesn't want it.
Can the club announce something regarding that we're gonna make a deal with the Saudi, one of the Saudi company?
I think they can.
Despite...
I think they can. I would say, bring it on. Bring it on. let's see the bird and bird.
Keith Patterson
try to challenge us.
Keith Patterson says my 90 giga is still there. 19 gigabyte of evidence.
Go Keith! Woohoo! Go Keith! Yes.
All right. And this, what is this about?
This is about okay. So Richard Masters there's the chief sports reporter for BBC, Dan Rowan. He's on. I don't want to say the word crusade because that's a bad word for Middle East, but he's on this personal mission to really raise doubts about the takeover. He was anti-takeover before, and it's a year later. He's asking Richard Masters the same question, saying, "Well, isn't Saudi Arabia linked to, the Crown Prince, and the Crown Prince does this and that?"
What the point of this repetition? What's the point? The takeover is done. What's the point of this? They're trying to dragging us, or they just want to annoying us, or they still wish. Okay, they approve the takeover, and they still wish to make us relegated. Do you think?
Yes, but here's the issue at hand: is that when the takeover was announced, the Premier League says we have received, quote, legally binding assurances that Newcastle United will not be controlled by the Saudi state. So Dan Rowan is asking Richard Masters, what are these assurances that you got from the Saudis that said that they will not control Newcastle United? And he's not telling you what the assurances are, but what he said is that what we can do is we have the power to legally remove the consortium partners as the owners of Newcastle United. I don't like it.
I believe their ego was mobbed with the floor. They just want to keep a face.
Yes, exactly.
After Gary Hoffman.
Yes. This is all about putting a face, and you know what Richard Masters is? He's a survivor. He was like working for the Premier League, and then he was like the fourth or fifth choice to be the chief executive, and he's a survivor. He's a PR marketing person, so he knows what he needs to say to keep the relationships with the Premier League, to keep the other 19 clubs happy.
He's trying,
Yes.
or crying to get his relation and rebuild with other teams of Premier League.
And that's the most ridiculous thing is he makes a point of saying what he said about Newcastle exactly applies to Manchester City, but because Manchester City is the league champion, the darling of the Premier League, he's not going to say Manchester City is under the same strict guidelines, because you could say, okay, takeover or no takeover, we're the takeover is done, but Manchester City is in the same position as Newcastle in terms of the ownership, or who really owns the club. So you can't signal out Newcastle and say, oh, they're Saudi state owned. Well, Manchester City is owned by Abu Dhabi. So you can't. What we say is what's good for the goose is good for the gander, which means that you have to apply the same rules to everyone. So
yes, exactly.
If Newcastle gets signaled out, you have to apply the same rules to Manchester City. So I don't think that anything will happen. Anything that Manchester City doesn't want to happen will not happen. So I don't think that you'll see anything happen to Newcastle, because that would mean that they're next, and they don't want to be next.
I remember reading an article about Amanda, I believe. It's been said that at end of November we will announce the sponsor deal. Is that right?
She said it was hoped. She said basically inshallah.
Hope. I see.
I know. Going back to our Craig.
So you sure? So you sure that we can announce? You think we can announce even with this ridiculous ban? Or
they said in the article that Amanda Stavely reluctantly agreed to extend the ban to mid December, but that
she didn't agree.
No, she reluctantly agreed. So she said, "I don't really want to say yes, but I'll say yes." I think because she doesn't want to. Maybe her first meeting, she didn't want to.
So
be
she said
disagreeable.
So she said yes, that she's fine with this extension.
I would say she's sort of okay. She's not going to say. She wants to say no, but she can't say no, so she says yes. But
why?
This is going to mid-December. I think if they try to put it into January, I think that's a drop dead deal. If they try to extend it any more past December, she will say this is ridiculous. We want to be able to do deals in January, so we're not going to agree anymore.
Well, I think this is also all planned by the photographer.
Nick
photographer work, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, and the photographer we trust.
We need to get him on the show.
I wish
he can be our first guest.
I wish, but I wish if he can, but I understand he can.
Let's slide into his DMs. Okay. Well, I know you have the other show coming up, right? So
no, actually, we actually don't. Yeah, because Steve Wright went to Arsenal. Now you could meet him.
Oh, he needs to give me a ticket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So okay, brilliant. So we'll just go now to the comment. A few minutes in the comment, and we will try to find another cup of coffee, and maybe you are in luck and someone just want to sell the ticket
yes.
and give up on the high price.
Yes.
Okay. Jose Maria Garrido, my Argentinian amigo.
Hola.
How are lads? Wوليد, hope we win against Gunners. We hope as well. Hello, thank you. We don't have buy in January. We just need to loan players. Then, if the loaners are any good, then we buy them in the summer.
Yes,
So this is
that's what I mentioned. I mentioned that our best bet may be loans with option to buy.
yeah, but hopefully also not just loan. We will have loan and we will have deal as well.
Okay, we just talked about that. Yes.
يا ليل الحين دول ترى okay, my friend here saying, oh my god, يعني is this just because Saudi Arabia? Why do you still continue on that? Unfortunately, yeah. Alan Thompson, just another way to stop Newcastle from competing. Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Jonathan, hope you are both well. We are. So let's have a few minutes on the game today.
Yes.
So yeah, before I let you go on, this is the game against Arsenal, and now Chris in front of a stadium of Emirates, and if he can make an interview with Tone, I will be thankful. Can you, Chris? No?
Hopefully, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yes.
Okay, now do it now. You have any Newcastle fan now around you?
No, I don't know. It's
Yeah, we don't want you to get beat.
I've never seen anyone buy. Did you see like these? They sell these match day scarves, which is like half Newcastle, half Arsenal. I see one guy bought this scarf. I've never seen anyone buy one of those before. Because why would you have a match day scarf that has both teams on it? Doesn't make any sense.
Sorry,
Anyway.
What happened? I just received a call. What happened in the picture? My picture hanged?
I'm not sure. I mean, you were showing the lineup and then went back to me.
Okay, so this is the Guardian expectation. I noticed the only differences between Murphy and Manquillo, or the rest is the same. What do you think?
Well, Dubravka is in there. That's we have to have Dubravka. No more. We have to have Dubravka in there because he's our best goalie by far, and any other goalie we're just gonna give up goals. So
yes, Darlow make it easy last time with a mistake.
Yes, we say that there's talking about that this would be Darlow's 100th game in the Premier League, but I don't want the 100th game to be today.
Okay, I will ask you, Chris, regarding the right and left back. Are you happy with this?
No, I don't want Kieran Clark in there.
No, I mean the right and left back first.
Richie and Murphy.
Yes.
I think that Murphy is an attacking player. I don't know why we keep playing him in the back as a wing back, and also Richie is not really a wing back either. So no, I'm not happy with this.
Surprisingly, Richie is the most player in Premier League in creative chances.
Yeah,
I just read that yesterday.
But I think he'd be better. He'd create more chances if he was playing like midfield. I don't want him playing wing back. You could even play like Ryan Fraser back there because he spent some time playing wing back. So maybe I would replace Richie with Ryan Fraser. What I would play is I would play my back three would be Cher. I'd play in center back. I would play Manquillo. Cher, Manquillo, and Lascelles, and then my wing backs. I would play Fernandez, Cher, and Fernandez, Cher, Manquillo in the back, and then in the midfield I would play Shelby, Almiron. Who else would I play? Willock, and who else would I play? Willock and
Santi, maybe.
no, he'd be up front. So the fourth player, I'm getting cold
That's
now.
okay. Okay, Chris, what do you think of the partnership of Willock and Shelby? Do you think they are good in the defensive midfield?
Yes. I think that Shelby put in his shift. Like I said, he's been vastly improved under Howe. So yeah, I would play him. What I meant to say is my midfield would be Shelby and Willock and Richie and Almiron, and then up front I would pick same Maximin, Wilson, and Joe Linton.
Wilson, if
J7.
Wilson, unfortunately, Wilson, if he gets yellow card, he will be not playing next game against Norwich. And as Gale as well, he's injured, so we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I have confidence in Wilson that he can control himself and not get a stupid yellow card. Inshallah.
Brilliant.
So what's your lineup? What lineup do you want?
Okay, for me this is a really difficult question, but for me I'm not happy with 5-3-2. But it's called sometimes. They said no, it's 3-4-2, 3-4-3. For me, I wish Willock have more attacking role.
Yes.
If he's only with Shelby, he will have defensive, which I didn't really want. I'm worried about also one of the fans of Newcastle share my concern, share my worry when. We are afraid from Saka and Smith Rowe from the sides. They were eating us alive.
Okay.
Because Richie is not a defensive and not have for me. I believe I'm not gonna say poor coverage, but not very good coverage of the left back. So Saka will be a worry for me today.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Smith Rowe as well. So, according to Jason Tendall, he said, "I will try to." What do you think of his statement yesterday in the conference? He said, I will try to stop their source of power or their strongest point, and after that, I will try to score goals. Why do you disappear, Chris?
Oh, sorry. No, I was getting a message, so I needed to. I didn't realize if I dropped out, if I went off screen. Yeah, I think that you got to keep Joe Willock in an attacking position. I don't think that he's a front three. I think our front three is actually pretty solid, because as we've seen that Joe Linton plays very well in a front three, like he did at Hoffenheim. So if you play him on the wing in a front three, it's better than making him isolated up front or even like as part of a two. So I think having Joe Linton on the left in a three, or sorry, on the right in a three, and then having say Maximin on the left with Callum Wilson in the center gives us our best chance to win.
So what do you expect for the result?
Gosh, my head says that we're going to lose. Maybe like a Penman. My head says Penman 3-1 loss.
Okay, and you.
But my heart says we're going to nick. I always want to say 2-1, but that means we're going to score twice. Let's say we're going to nick an amazing 1-0 win.
I am with 1-0 for Newcastle.
Okay, good.
heart and
Head. Yes.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Th-
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate your effort today. Really appreciate it.
I'm gonna either find a ticket, some
Hopefully,
warmth. Hopefully both.
hopefully,
Inshallah. Inshallah both
hopefully,
warmth and ticket.
hopefully, good luck in
Yes.
finding a ticket,
Thank
and
you.
hopefully to congratulate you after the game with the 3
Okay.
points. Take
Okay.
care, my friend. See
Take
you
care,
next
my
week.
friend. مع السلامة.
نتمنى التوفيق لنيوكاسل اليوم. طبعا بعد شوي انا راح اروح لروش كافيه في حي المروج مع اجتماع الرابطه ان شاء الله هناك. حياكم اللي ما يعني يبغى يتابع المباراه، يعني ان شاء الله يعني نجتمع ونناقش الافكار ونشجع الفريق، وان شاء الله نحصل على اول 3 نقاط. شكرا لكم، نراكم الاسبوع المقبل باذن الله.
Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne. Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne.
بالنسبه لما يجيك ستيف بروس مثلا يحط لك 5 في خط الدفاع ويلعب مهاجمين،
Excuse me,
اللاعبين
Ravi.
اللي في النص
What is your VPN?
ماي دي بي ان.
Yes.
ماي دي بي ان سبايدر دي بي ان.
Ben over all the way. What a goal! Hassan Ben over! A magnificent goal! Cisse. Oh, that is sensational!